Recording. Okay, so a very warm welcome to all of you who are here live. I know it's hard to come at this time, and a warm welcome to anyone who will be watching the recording. I'm really glad to be here with you. I'm Nadia Colburn, as you know, but maybe you don't know, so I'm glad to connect with you. I always like to begin by offering a little meditation. We'll do some more meditations later, but here's a little meditation just to come into the center, come to the breath and the body, come to a comfortable position, and really take this time for yourself. I'm going to invite the bowl again and take a nice deep breath with it. Allow yourself to be right here, right now. Nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to be doing. Give yourself this permission to be with yourself, to be present for yourself, and to celebrate yourself. And that is really what I wanted to come together to do with you all today. Doing a practice like this is hard. I mean, it's only 15 minutes, but honestly, taking on a new practice, trying something or coming back to something that maybe you stepped away from for a while, and joining a group of people and deciding how you want to interact with those people, making decisions about when you're going to do this practice, how you're going to show up for it. It's all actually a kind of a big deal because people are busy, people have their normal ways of life, and to take on something like this is it's a little bit what Lynn was talking about. It's trying something new. It's trusting that someone might have something to offer. It's trusting that you might have something to offer yourself. It's being curious, and it is shaping your day in a slightly different way. So you have this time. So just take a moment and congratulate yourself for doing whatever you've done. You don't need to have done all 5 days. The challenge recordings will be available through the end of the day on Thursday. And maybe you're just starting. You still have time. If you only have time to do 3 days or 4 days, don't worry about it. I really want to try to shift the energy away from I need to do everything to I am doing what's right for me. If you have time to do all 5 days, fantastic, because that's what's right for you. You get the full journey. But if you don't, celebrate what you do have time for and concentrate on what you have done. So even if I, invite you to be watching this recording here live, even if you haven't done any of the challenge days, celebrate something you've done in this past week that was maybe a little bit challenging for you that you did anyway. Maybe just getting out of bed in the morning is that thing. But I think so much of our energy in the contemporary world is focused on not having enough, on wishing we were different, or on future thinking, how do I get more? How do I do better? Instead of what do I have already and how can I grow what I already have to be my fullest self. So I'm just going to quickly mute everybody just so that the sound is a little better. So I want to lead you through some practices where we'll be doing that together. But I just want to say a little bit where we'll be thinking about, what you've done and what your intentions are going forward. But I just want to say a little bit again about what this 15-minute practice is really doing, or one of the things that 15-minute practice is really doing. And I've been thinking a lot about chiropractic work because some of you know my son had an accident this fall hiking, and he had a fall, and so he's been getting a lot of different treatments, including chiropractic work. And as after the fall, his neck kind of got stuck, So when he first went to the chiropractor and she asked him like to move his neck, his range of motion was very, very small. And she's been doing work on him, and so he has more mobility. And that's, of course, related to his mobility in his whole body, the headaches he's been getting, the concussion he has, all of those things. And I think of this practice, this 15-minute practice, as helping us come into better alignment so we have greater mobility. We get very rigid in our ways and kind of stuck, or we do the same thing over and over. And if we have more flexibility in different parts of ourself, we have more resilience, more creativity, and more range as a writer and as a person. So we've just been doing a little taste of that together in this challenge, but I hope that it's made you feel a little bit more supple, a little bit more fluid in the way you interact with yourself as a writer, and yourself also just as you're going about your day. So there'll be time at the end for conversation and questions, but what I'm going to do now is lead you through some basically some prompts so you have some time for your own reflection, and then we'll come back together. Okay. I'm going to ring the bell again and guide you in a little more vigorous meditation. So just follow me. Put your hand on your heart and feel that point of connection. And I'm going to be leading you through EgoEradicator. So what we're going to be doing is putting our thumbs up like that, and our looks like that on that side. And we're going to be doing, I'm going to be raising our arms 60 degrees, and we're also going to be doing the breath of fire. So we'll just quickly do the breath of fire together. So we're going to be pumping the navel center in and out with a strong breath through the nose. And if you put your belly, your hand on your belly, you'll feel that belly pumping. And that builds a lot of heat very quickly. And it asks us to build stamina in doing that. So we're going to put the breath together with the arms and the hands. Okay? And we're going to do this just for 2 minutes. Go at your own pace. Try to keep your arms straight if you can. If it's difficult, it's the toxins that are building up and releasing. It's a very cleansing practice. Almost there. See if you can build your stamina. A few more seconds. Great job. And now inhale and bring your arms together so your thumbs touch above your head. Inhale, inhale, and suspend the breath. Feel that energy circulating. And when you can't hold the breath any longer, with a big exhale, let everything go. Just feel how your body feels. Maybe you feel a little bit different from the way you did just a few moments ago. And let's inhale again together, bringing the arms up above the head. Suspend the breath, reach up as far as you can, and keep that breath suspended again. And when you can't hold it anymore, let go at your own pace. And just sit here. Feel the energy circulating within you. So that's called EgoEradicator. It helps us come from a center that's not egoic, but connected to a greater source. And so I'm going to be asking you to celebrate yourself, but not to celebrate yourself. Sometimes we have a resistance to celebrate ourselves, right? Either because we haven't received the attention we wanted as a child, or because we think that's narcissistic or egoic. And whatever those resistances are, see if you can come from that more authentic place deep within you, beyond the ego, where you can really celebrate what you've done and celebrate those qualities in you that are miraculous. And we have so many of them, just being able to breathe. So take a pen and paper, or if you want to write on your computer, that's okay. And reflect on what you've done this week in the challenge or out of the challenge. Also, you can add that if you want. And celebrate your writing, celebrate you, celebrate your practices, celebrate the ways in which you have shown up. And see what that feels like. And I'll give you a few moments here. We'll take one more moment here, one more minute, and we'll come back together. I know for a long time I had a real resistance. Like if someone asked me to celebrate myself, I would kind of be like, I don't know about that. Maybe that's too like neoliberal. This kind of self-help movement is not looking at the big structural changes we need, blah, blah, blah. This is my younger self speaking. Or that's too easy, right? I just had a real resistance to it. And over time, I've come to see that that resistance to it actually came from a kind of discomfort in me that I needed to work through. And there were lots of stories about why my discomfort was, really smart. But in fact, I just needed to get more comfortable with being myself. And all those ideas, this idea that if you celebrate yourself, you're not going to grow, or you're not also interested in structural change, those were kind of false dichotomies, either ors, that aren't really true. We can celebrate ourselves and grow. We can like things just the way they are and also change. In fact, no matter what we do, there's going to be change. We can work for structural change and also celebrate the qualities we have individually to make a difference and to be our best selves. All of those things are not at odds, but I think there are these false dichotomies in our society. So working with ourselves to really give ourselves the tools to, as authors, it's so important to step into our authority, to step into the ways in which we are able to do our best work and to believe in it and to celebrate it. So take a few moments and just notice, write about any shifts that you saw in your writing this week, if you saw any. And if you didn't see any this week, then you can talk about shifts you've seen in your writing kind of in a different framework. But if you can try to think of this week with this practice, if you notice any shifts, just take a few moments and reflect on that. So take another minute or so here, and then I have another question for you. So I'm loving your chats, what you're writing in the chat. Keep doing that. If you want, if it's distracting for you, don't look at it. Again, so much of this is about listening to yourself and doing what's right for you. So the last question was, what shifts did you notice in yourself? Someone asked in the chat. My next question for you is, what's the relationship between your body and your writing? That's a very big question. It's a kind of vast question, but what I'm interested in is just allowing you kind of get out of your analytical left mind and just answer the question, like, what wants to emerge through you? What's the relationship between your body and your voice, your body and your writing? Just see if anything wants to emerge through you in response to that question. And take another minute here, and then we'll come back together. And my final question for you is about setting intentions. But often, and we talked a little bit about this in my first live session before the challenge, but often when we set intentions, we jump beyond the present, we jump beyond the body, and we project into a future, and we don't know how we're going to get there. It's kind of like this disembodied longing. I don't think that's a healthy way to set intentions. So I invite you to set intentions from a place of embodiment, from a place of where you already are, from a place of celebration, celebrating those qualities within you that are already present, and from a place of encouragement. So if you've worked with me before, you've probably heard me quote this passage from Thich Nhat Hanh, but I'm going to read it again because I think it's a beautiful way to set intentions. It's related for me. So Thich Nhat Hanh says, Thich Nhat Hanh is a Buddhist teacher, for those of you who don't know, Buddhist teacher, monk, and peace activist. When you plant lettuce, if it does not grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You look into the reasons it is not doing well. It may need more fertilizer, or more water, or less sun. You never blame the lettuce. Yet if we have problems with our friends or our family, we blame the other person. And this is me adding, if we have problems with ourselves, we often look and kind of blame ourselves if this isn't going well or that isn't going well. But if we know how to take care of them or of ourselves, they will grow well like lettuce. So what are your intentions for giving yourself that fertilizer, that sun, or that shade, or the water? What conditions are you going to set for yourself moving forward? What support and attention to continue to grow, to be your fullest, most realized self as a writer and as a person? Take another minute here, and we'll come back together. So again, I love reading your chats. Beautiful, beautiful intentions. Um, Take a moment now and go back and read over your celebration of yourself. Just read over your intentions, just a minute or two. But sometimes, it's important not only to write something, but also to listen to what it is we've said, to receive our own intentions, our own language. So just take a moment now just to read over your own writing. Allow yourself really to receive your own words. It might be nice to write out your intentions and paste it on your, wall so you see it when you wake up in the morning, or on your refrigerator, or your celebrations. I find it can be really motivating for me to just have little reminders that I paste up. Um, so I just want to say a little bit more about why I do this work. I do this work. I'm so passionate about this work because I don't think it's really this. I don't think it's really taught very often, helping people to access their connection with their own voice and their own authority. And I think it's really what I was looking for my whole life. I actually wrote my dissertation, my PhD dissertation, on poetic authority in 20th century poetry. But really, what I was asking is, where does my own authority come from? And a lot of school gives you a lot of tools and resources to look out there, but not to make the connection between the inner and the outer, and to really trust our own connection with ourselves, our own knowing, our own ability to center, our own ability to listen to our body, and then to learn from others. So I always include um, prompts and excerpts and poems from other people whose work I love. I want it to be a dialogue, but I want it to be a dialogue that's not only outward looking, but there's a kind of like figure eight form where we're learning from others and coming back and learning from ourselves. And a different model of teaching, which is uh, offering tools rather than telling people what to do. Um, and a community where really each voice is valued, because we live in a kind of monoculture culture, right? Or we have monocrops, and that depletes the soil. But we know that biodiversity is so important for a healthy ecosystem and for a healthy body and for a healthy society. And so I really believe that each and every person's voice is necessary, unique, important, and has a place. And that we need that kind of trust in biodiversity to move forward. And if we really trust in that, we need to believe in that for ourselves as well. So that's just a little bit about my philosophy and why I'm so passionate about this work. And if you want to continue, The 31-day, it's a really lifetime access. So right from your center, the meditation and writing course comes with 31 15-minute practices like the ones you've had in this 5-day challenge. None of them repeat from the 5-day challenge. They're all new. And they not only have poems in them, but also prose from writers like Audre Lorde, Virginia Woolf, Willa Cather, also excerpts from teachers like Brene Brown and Thich Nhat Hanh, just really inspiring pieces of writing. And then the whole course takes you on a journey to go inward and to get more flexible in various areas of our life. So we're going to be looking at relationships that we have. We're going to be looking at our relationship with family members, with objects, with parts of our body, with our ideas about acceptance, lots of different things. So it's a long voyage, and it's a beautiful, beautiful community of people working in the class. And as I said, you have lifetime access, so you can come back again and again and really deepen this practice and make it your own. So I'll say a little bit more about that. But it also comes with a lot of bonuses. So I'd like to round out the practice. So it has a bonus teaching different meditation techniques and connecting them to our life as writers and creative people. So the 3 techniques are pranayama, so breath work, chanting, which we haven't done any of in this challenge, and is super, super powerful for writers, where we're accessing that, the throat, the voice, and silent meditation, and talking about how those different techniques integrate with our life as creatives. And then if you sign up just until the end of today, there's also a 60-minute practice, which is a great way to take a piece of writing and have a longer, more intense session with it. So I lead you in a meditation and then give you time to write. And then I lead you in another meditation and you go back to the same piece of writing. And then a third meditation and you go back to the same piece of writing. So that having those different writing sessions interspersed with meditation sessions allows you to kind of have deeper and deeper levels of insight for an extended writing time. So as I said, all of this comes with lifetime access, so you can continue to tap into the practice and really make it your own and take these habits and make them yours. So the class is, what you do is because there's a question here, is it Zoom, is it self-paced, how is it working? So what you do is you get access to a website and you can log in whenever you want. So it doesn't work for me to send you emails like in the challenge, because everyone is going at a different pace. You absolutely no expectation that you do the practice every day. You find out what works for you. Maybe you do it every day for a month, and then you do it once a week, and then you come back to it a few months later and do it again. People use it in different ways. So you just log on and then you can easily get to whatever day of the challenge you're on. And if you've gone through all days, then there's a bonus with extra prompts that you can pair with the recordings, so that you can actually have slightly different prompts for every day of the year if you want to really take it on as a ongoing practice, which many people have done. So that's how that course works. So it's self-paced, but there's a Facebook group that you can always connect with, and there's an ongoing community of people who are very supportive of one another in that Facebook group. So I will, send more emails about that. But if you sign up, the course is, I have been offering this course more than once a year. I'm only going to be offering it. It's only open for enrollment this one time in 2023. That at least is my intention. So if you think you might want to do this, this is the time to do it. And it will close for enrollment on Thursday, when the challenge recordings will also no longer be accessible. But if you sign up by the end of the day today, you also get that 60-minute practice, which is a nice practice. I would love to hear from you. I've loved your chats. I'd love to hear from you about your experience in the challenge, your intentions going forward, any questions about writing in general, I'm here to respond to. And also if you have any questions about Write from Your Center, I'm here to respond. Tish was asking, are they the same as last year? On the rerun, you work with the same prompts. Many people you get lifetime access for the very, very low cost of $147. So you just log in and do it again. If any of you tried the recordings a second or a third time in this challenge, you will see that you will definitely have a different experience working with the same recording a second or a third time. There are people who have worked with the recordings in the course 12 times, and each time it's different. So thank you, Carol. That's beautiful. Carol says, if you're on the line about taking the course, you will never regret it. My husband says it's even been helpful in our marriage. Beautiful. So anyone out of the USA, you can just pay on my website. We have actually people from all around the world in the course, so my website should not have a problem processing credit cards or PayPal. But if you have any technical issues, you can just email me. Would anyone like to unmute yourself and ask a question or raise your Zoom hand? And I would love to talk to you. So Lorraine, hello, how are you?
Hi, well, I was here on the Zoom. I listened back to the Zoom after I was even there, and I heard all kinds of things that I hadn't heard while I was there. So that's like, and I did each of the 5 days twice, and it just permeated everything. If you recall, in the Zoom discussion, there was someone who said, can you use it for other forms of art? And we said, yes, we can. And even before we actually did the if you want the EgoEradicator, I hadn't even listened to that one yet. I just have to show you this. I made these 2 paintings, and the character is literally in the position with her arms like that. Except when I heard you describing it, I didn't understand, and I was putting my hands in front, and where's 60 degrees, and I couldn't figure it out. And then today, when I saw you do it, I was like, oh my God, I painted that. Thank you so much. It really has permeated every aspect of my life. Thank you. And the 60 minutes extra, is that only if I signed in today? Because I'm already signed in.
Yes, if you've already signed up, it's there. You have it already. I have a general policy that if anyone signs up early, you get all the later bonuses. So if I offer later bonuses, you'll get those too. So don't worry. There's never a penalty for signing up for any of my courses early. That's awesome, Lorraine. I love the synchronicity. Actually, you know, some people ask, can I use this practice with a longer project? And I love that you were also painting with it. That's so cool. But there's often an amazing synchronicity. So, you know, you're sitting down to write a chapter, you know what the chapter is about. How is a prompt possibly going to help you? Because you know what you need to do. And then all of a sudden, there's something about the prompt that helps you see what it is that you knew you had to say, but in a slightly clearer way, or some other element of it. So there is often a really, really exciting, I think, synchronicity to this practice. So thank you for sharing that. Very cool. Dee Dee, hi.
Hi, thank you, Nadia. And thank you, Liz, for telling me about this and about Nadia. So it was really cool. I think for me, doing the different challenges, there was one writing I did, and I discovered my angel spotters. I was a child. I work with children. I was jumping on a trampoline, and we used to have spotters around. And so I started thinking about sort of these forces that are around supporting me. And so I wrote that doing these has helped me be kinder to myself, and writing from a place of love for myself and thoughts of affirmation and hope and kindness. And so it's bled over into how I treat myself during the day and my non-writing time. Sorry, my dog's barking. And you know what I wrote? I wrote, I'm reminded that my writing is my companion and is here for me. She's like my higher self. So thank you. I didn't expect that. And the relationship with the body. My body wants to be celebrated and cherished and appreciated, not whipped into submission with rigorous exercise or needing to change in any way. So thank you so much. It's been surprising and wonderful.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I like hearing your dog in the background affirming what you're saying. Thank you. It's great to connect with you. Hi, Etia. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't been able to finish all 5. I mean, I meditated to 5 days, but I didn't write 5 stories yet. I stopped on day 3 because I had other commitments. But what I wanted to say is to share this experience. When I was working on my number 3 story, I started it 3 times. And I meditated, the last time I meditated, I went into a totally different direction. And, you know, I posted that story on Facebook. So I just wanted to let everyone know that what you just said, that every time you go back to the same meditation, you get a different experience and you could write a completely different story.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
That was, and I'm very grateful that, you know, I'm taking these classes. I'm part of your, you know, lifetime group, but I wasn't able to be, I mean, committed to that because I'm concentrating on getting done with my book. You know, I'm revising it right now. And after that, I'll have more time to go back.
Well, I saw your intention to get an agent and get it out there, and I'm putting my energy towards that. And thank you for sharing that, right? Like, we just keep on showing up with the practice. I think this is related to what Lynn was saying. You know, there's something here. I know there's something that wants to emerge. My knee wants to get better. The doctors aren't helping me yet. Let me keep on trying. Let me listen to that meditation again. Now I got it this time. You know, just keep on showing up. Now here's the answer. Here's the reply. This is the new direction I want to go in. So thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you so much, Nadia. I appreciate you.
See you. Julie, welcome. Do you want to unmute yourself, Julie? I can't hear you. I will come.
Go.
Okay, perfect.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to see the poems and the writings that you read to us visually, because I have a very difficult time learning auditorially. I finished 7 years of college and everything, but it was a desperate thing by taking notes, and it was really difficult for me. I'm 87 years old and I'm still having that problem. So I really would like access to the printed poems.
Yeah, so actually this other people have asked me about that. In my other courses, I do always offer a text version. In this class, I actually don't. And
Okay.
I'll tell you why. And it doesn't work for everybody, but this is just how it works. So if you can just listen to the recording, everything, if you Google it, you will find it online. So if you listen to the recording, I say the name of the excerpt or the poem, and I say the author. And if you Google that, it's easy to be found. But the reason I don't have a text version is because I know myself. And often I'm kind of curious about something. So I might just click on the text version and read through it and then think I got the experience.
I see that.
The experience is a listening experience.
Okay.
And to be with whatever it is, and I have people in this practice, it really doesn't work, right? If you're really hard of hearing, then this doesn't work, and I apologize, but my other courses do always have text, you know, versions. But but if it's just like just to work with what you do get, and to let go what you don't get, and that can be part of the practice too.
Let go. That's the process. Yes,
that's
it
the
is.
Process. But thank you so much, and I apologize for, you know, the way this is set up if it doesn't perfectly work for you. But
it's fine.
Thank you for being.
I can transform. That's what we're doing, isn't it? I'm signed up for the 31 day, and I'm looking forward to it. And thank you for all of your help.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to connect more with you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, Simon. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one more question, and then I'm going to have just a short meditation to say goodbye to those of you who only have an hour and want to leave, and then I will come back to more questions.
Brilliant, thank you. Hi Nadia. Just to say
you.
as well, thank you so much as well. Really been transformational, this has. Yeah, and I think actually there was something that Julie said for me there about actually hearing prompts and hearing the excerpts has enabled me to sort of be a lot more in the moment to write, kind of, whereas if I mean, I read so much, and I think that's what sort of tangles me in knots with being able to then express myself, because I suppose there's this sort of inner critic that's holding me back and comparing any words that I might write to the words of others that I'm reading. So I feel there's something really powerful here by the auditory process, which is just, you know, incredible. You know, even as I speak now, I'm finding myself, you know, amazed at how I'm able to just express the words I'm saying, you know, in conversation in a different way than I was maybe a week ago. So I'm signed up. I'm definitely signed up for 30 days, 31 days. And I suppose one question, maybe if there's an answer, I don't know, but like how yeah, when did this, when, you know, maybe it's just for me, when did it go wrong? You know, is there something in childhood, and is there anything we can be doing with our children to support them in kind of learning and be able to express this way?
Yeah, that's a beautiful and profound question. And I do think that there's something about the education system. Like, so for so many people, writing gets associated with a whole hierarchical system. It gets associated with grades, with judgment, with being like someone else instead of being authentically yourself. And so I would just say, you know, again, it's such a big question about like how to retrain ourselves and how to offer different practices to our children. But just to be aware of that and to kind of, you know, just reflect that to them and to kind of offer them different possibilities and encouragement just to be different, to be themselves, which I'm sure you're doing. But, you know, and to be continued, right? Because it's such a big
it's a process. It's a huge process, right? Yeah.
I wanted to mention one more thing, which is that something that I've been doing recently, and a lot of my students and clients have been doing, is not just listening to the practices, but also then dictating our writing. So we no longer need to like sit down and be writing, but we can, I mean, again, you know, it's technology, but take our phone or and dictate into it. And there are apps like Otter, which I'll put in the message, which translates to text, but so that we can connect our writing more with our speaking voice. And we can even be moving as we're practicing, as we're writing, as we're composing. So you might want to try that as well. See how that goes.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. I'll just put that. Cheryl. Can you unmute? Oh, actually, sorry, I apologize. Cheryl, can I come back to you in a minute? I said I was going to just lead a final meditation. And to everyone, it's really easy if you have questions, just to send me an email. Just hit reply to any of the emails that I send you, and I will do my very best to respond. If you don't hear from me, it's just because my inbox is flooded, so send me an email again, okay? Keep on using the recordings. They will be available through Thursday. If you like this practice and want to continue, I would love to see you in Write from Your Center. Again, you just get a little taste of how this is a new practice in these 5 days. But if you work on a more ongoing basis with them, you will see much bigger shifts. And sometimes it takes time to have those show up. The course also comes with a 15-day 100% money back guarantee. So if you try it and you say, hey, actually, this isn't working for me, just in the first 15 days, just tell me and I refund your money 100%. So you don't need to feel like you know, selling you snake oil or anything. I'm definitely not. I want you to be happy. So you have that protection also. But there really have been, like, and we've had so many people in the course now, and you'll see people just coming through again and again because it's such a powerful practice. So I would love to see you there. Okay. connect again with yourself. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you. Thank you for giving attention to your creative self. That is something that is pretty radical, actually. Thank you for coming in community. That's also pretty radical. And I very much look forward to staying connected to you. So I'll continue to send out emails, hit reply to the emails if you want to be in touch with me. And the recordings and the challenge will be available through the end of the day on Thursday. So it is definitely not over. Keep working with them. Try to do all 5 days. Do a recording for a second or third time. Do what makes sense for you. And right from your center will also be open for enrollment until the end of the day, Thursday. And then it will be closed until next year. So be very well, everybody. And if you need to go, you can go, obviously. If you want to stay, I will stick around and answer more questions. So please, stay if you can. Okay. So Cheryl.
Hi, Nadia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Thank you for your emails. I think I have it figured out. I think. But I wanted to revisit something someone else had asked about or brought up. And I did this challenge, the 5-day writing challenge, in the month of November while I was away on vacation. And it did change every aspect of my life. And the girl who said it saved her marriage, believe me, it saved mine. It is a very, very deep journey within. And I do want to revisit, like, that's why I'm signing up for the course, because since I've been home and December has come and gone, I feel like I'm getting caught up again in that fast pace, on the little hamster wheel and trying to accomplish way too many things in a day. And I don't take enough time to just stop and breathe and come back to my center and meditate. And just those 5 days that I worked with your program, really, honestly, it did change my life. So it is so worth the investment. And I just want to say thank you. And thank you to everyone else who's here, because I can't wait to get on the Facebook group, because I love the sharing. I honestly think that sharing is how we help each other heal. So if there's anyone else out there who's struggling with anything and thinks that their inner child work or anything that needs to be worked on, you will find it. You will go deep enough to find it. And one little comment about the gentleman who asked a question about the children. I found the best way to help children learn how to speak and write is to always listen to them and encourage them to speak more. I wish I had told my son more often to elaborate and speak more to me instead of telling him not to feel like that. So thank you again very much. And I look forward to more.
That's so beautiful. And it's true, like just taking 3 minutes to meditate can really be transformative. And there are scientific studies that show that. It can transform our nervous system, our immune system, our general attitude towards everything. So it's very deep. And thank you so much for sharing that. Laura.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much. This resonates so deeply, and everyone's comments as well, piggybacking on all of what people have shared. I was just wondering, do you offer other courses, Nadia, or in addition to this one? or perhaps I'm misunderstanding something, where there's any live component, like where you have a meeting like this weekly to support the recordings. For some of us, that kind of accountability will really help, like,
Yes.
anchor you. And
So this, starting in late March, early April, I'll be running Align Your Story. And that is a much more robust course and practice. I mean, this is right from your center is very profound, and it's a practice, but Align Your Story is a very, like, a course which has readings and writings and meditation and yoga, and also that weekly live check-in, so that you get that accountability and that support, and I'm there to answer questions. I am in the Facebook group. If people have questions or want accountability, I am in the Facebook group and right from your center. I am available to help, but there are live Zoom sessions in Align Your Story, and I would love to see you there. And I will be sending more information about that out. And that will be opening in a few months. And then we'll be going through that together as a community over 12 weeks this spring. So it's a really beautiful community, and you really get to know people in that community very well. And then in my poetry class, which I offer in the fall, that also has live weekly sessions and a beautiful community. So again, there's that. And if you can't make the sessions live, they're always recorded with an opportunity to ask questions in advance, so you get that support. So those two courses both do have that.
thank you so much. So just to clarify one aspect, those two courses also have recordings like this 5-day challenge. And are those recordings daily like this 5-day challenge, or are they weekly?
Those recordings, you log on, and they're pretty robust teachings. They're not just recordings, they're teachings in different areas. And they take slightly different forms. And I'm happy to answer more questions about those. You can always send me an email, and you can look on the page, and I can let you know more about those. And absolutely love to tell you more about them. So please just reach out to me, and I can answer more questions.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful spirit.
Thank you. Glad to connect with you. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hello. I
Nice
just
to
wanted to say that I took the 31-day course. It really made me feel a lot better about my writing, and it kept me on task. And not only that, but I learned about so many other great writers like Jimmy Santiago Baca. I just finished one of his books. So, I mean, it was really a great experience. And I just want to say, like, some days I really don't feel like sitting down and writing. Like, it's the last thing I want to do. But after doing the meditation, I think it really works, and I end up being surprised many days with what I end up with. So I think your course is very effective, and thank you for providing this to us. I think it's excellent. I think it's been a great experience.
Thank you. It's been great being in community with you. So thank you for saying that. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I love to share the writing. I love to share writing that I love, and to share the love. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. Find new writers that way. Jimmy Santiago Baca is amazing. Yenny.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm kind of cynical about all these things, but when I took your 5-day challenge, your first poem, the Peach, and I love that poem, and I was thinking, oh my God, I think she's okay. And then and then the second day was Mary Oliver. I was thinking, oh my God. So I really doing what you're doing, and so of course I signed up your class, and I really like your live sessions. And I talked to a few people about your class, and they all asked me, I said, oh, right now I'm mostly working through the recording, but it's not like a canned type of a recording. And, you really feel like she's there. And probably people are kind of a little cynical about me saying that because I don't say those kind of things. And so, I'm trying to get on your Facebook, but I had a problem with my Facebook. I had a problem with my client. And so now I'm retired, but still, he still sort of like haunts me. And then so I closed that Facebook under my name as Yana Yi. But then I started another Facebook quite a while ago because I want to connect that with my blog. I have my WordPress for my memoir. I have memoir and a couple of poetry books. And but I just I don't know.
If you're sorry, don't mean to interrupt you, but if you're having any technical difficulty, just send me an email and we'll figure it out, and we'll figure out how to get you
Yeah. So that's one. And then so I'm really looking forward to kind of sharing our writing. And then also the other class that you're thinking about starting in April or March. And yeah, I'm very interested in that one. Thank you for what you're doing. And I love, I love being here.
Great
Thanks.
to connect with you. I look forward to connecting more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Dan. Yeah, can you just unmute yourself?
I just wanted to say that I taught writing in the public school system for 37 years, and I've been retired for 20. And I never was one of those let's follow the rules and know what a verb is. Fortunately, I was able to go to the California Writing Project, and that certainly provided a shift. But what I want to emphasize is that now I'm no longer focusing on the writing of others. Your course, your ideas have given me the opportunity to focus on my own writing and to do the practice. So I'm going to enjoy this as long as I can. I'm 83 and vive la France.
Thank you. So great to connect with you. I look forward to, continuing the connection and seeing where your writing takes you. So
thank you.
Hi, Joan.
Good morning, Nadia. I'm just so excited to be able to talk to you. I want to thank you. What I found very rich is I've done meditation with writing before. I mean, it's not uncommon. What was, well, the things you say around meditation are so rich. And so that really touched me within. But your poems are like off the charts. Like that is, I feel like crying as I say it. That is so rich, and bringing in the poems with the meditating and then sitting down to write. I can't thank you enough. I just cannot thank you enough for that connection for me. And I was able to write something that just flew out, which I feel is what you're talking about. It literally flew out of my body. And I thought, oh my God, I think this is what she's talking about. And so I wrote not much, but enough. And so that was exciting. So I feel I've had a taste of that going deeper, and that it just comes. But again, thank you. And thank you for your persistent emails. I want you to keep that up because it brought me back. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I love that. I love everything that you said. And I want to add to it that, sometimes it just comes, right? And that's so exciting. And sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay too, right? Because when we have a meditation practice, Sometimes we sit on the mat and it's just so enlightening. Like we just feel so good and it's such peace when we sit on the mat and sit on the cushion. And then we come back another day and oh my gosh, I've been meditating for decades and I just feel so, it's so difficult today. But instead of feeling like, oh, there's something wrong with me that it's so difficult today, we just know that that's part of the practice too. And so I think that with our writing, sometimes it flows through us. And sometimes even for the experienced writers who've had that experience of, you know, it just emerging naturally, then at other times it feels difficult again and it doesn't come and they're fallow periods. And instead of thinking, gosh, there's something wrong, or this practice is no longer working for me, or the magic is gone, just that's part of the practice too. We just keep on showing up without judgment and allow it to keep on shifting.
And thank you. I feel like we need to hear that lots because in our culture and in how we live, we immediately go, oh, there's something wrong. Whereas in fact, we need to step up to the plate and go, this is what it is today.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you so much. And yes, I'm going to do this centering one. In fact, I'll sign up right away. Yes, I want to stay in the show.
Great. Great. I love that. That's beautiful. I want to stay in the show for yourself, right? Just to stay in that connection.
I want to stay in the connection. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to staying connected with you and seeing where,
thank
where it
you.
takes
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Well, if there's one last question, I can take one more, or maybe we will close off now. But again, this is a continuing community, continuing practice, and I'm not going anywhere. Like, you know, you can continue to access me. You'll get my persistent emails, and I hope they're not, you know, too annoying. But I see another hand. So, Val. So can you just? Perfect.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know whether that you can answer this for me, but my writing has flowed so much more since doing these 5 days. And as I put on the group, I'm writing a book about grief. So it's bringing up a lot of emotions for me, which is good because it feels like a lot is being released at the same time. The meditations are helping to unblock parts of me that have been blocked for a long time. What is happening as well, that's a bit of a, I don't know, issue maybe, is I keep waking up in the middle of the night and there's so much wanting to come out and wanting to be said. It's like there's whole pages in my head, and they come up in the night. So is there anything you can suggest?
And what do you do when they come up in the night? Do you write them down? What have you been doing?
No, I haven't been writing them down, but I feel like I should. I feel like I want to get up and write, but it's like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning.
And what do you have to do that? I mean, could you do that? Could you get up and write and then just sleep later or take a nap the following day?
Yes, there's nothing to stop me doing that.
Yeah, then I would encourage you to do that, you know, because it's flowing through you and it's about following the energy. And so, you know, you don't need to be grasping. You don't need to be like, I have to get every single word down. But you also, if it's coming to you, listen to it. Wake up. It's waking you up. Right. Take a nap later in the day. I would say listen to those rhythms because there are different periods, right? I mean, Wilke, he wrote those amazing sonnets to Orpheus, the entire 55 poem sequence in 3 weeks. And they had been building in him for a long time. And they just came. So you want to let it go. Let wake up, have your pen by your bed and get it when it's coming through you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for asking that question.
Do that. Thank you for answering
those rhythms, you know, listening to the rhythms again, and doing what you can to capture them again without grasping. And you don't, you know, if you had to wake up and work a 12-hour shift, that probably wouldn't be the best. But if you can, if you have that flexibility, then yeah.
because I lie there and I hear them in my mind, you know, because I lie there and I think, whoa, and I can just hear them and I think, I wish I could just write that down.
Yeah.
And I just lie there listening to it, you know? And then by the
Fran has a-
morning, then I'm thinking, why didn't I write that down? Where's it gone now, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, where's it gone? Hopefully it'll come back, but
Yeah,
it's like
it will.
sounds,
It's in you. So don't be
yeah,
too afraid about losing it. It's in you.
yeah,
But I like Fran's suggestion that you could also record it. You know, if you don't want
yeah,
to get up and write or turn on the light, if you want to just like literally be lying and speaking it, just hit record and speak.
yeah,
So
yeah. Thanks for the suggestions.
thank you for asking that question. That's beautiful. And I want to say also there's a lot of community in this group. So other people are working on grief, you know, writing about grief and writing through grief and working on books. So reach out to one another and make those connections and find partners and, you know, just an incredible group of wonderful people in this community. So it's a treat for me to get to know you all and then for you all to make connections with one another and support one another. Okay, so again, thank you all. I am very excited to hear. It's always just fills my heart to hear the ways in which your own writing is pouring through you. And what's in you is just needs a little invitation to emerge, right? It's just about really inviting it to come forward and giving it those supports and structures to fully flourish. And so it's really exciting for me to hear your stories and to hear about your own transformation. So thank you so much for sharing with me and for being here. And I look forward to being connected and continuing to support you and continuing to learn from you and read what you're writing and answer your questions. So I will ring the bell again. Thank you all. The sign up form is in the emails to the course, is in the emails I've been sending out. I'll also put in the chat again. And I think there was a typo in the 5-day challenge link that I sent out earlier today, but it's in all the other emails I've sent, and I'll send another one with this recording later today. So it should be there for you. It's still available. If anyone has that 5-day, day 5, you can put it in the chat. I don't have it on my computer pulled up, otherwise I would. But it's in all my other emails. And so keep working with them. And I just put in the chat the course link, and I look forward to staying connected with you. Thank you all so much for showing up, and have a really wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.